Okay. I first saw the IMC dozer actually on the internet. I'm kind of an equipment freak, so I like to see all the new latest and greatest stuff. They actually took me down to the excavator plant in Chattanooga, and then we went over to the proving grounds in Cartersville, Georgia, and I got to run one there. And after I saw what it could do, and I kind of already had the main knowledge, from everything that I could see on the internet and YouTube and everything like that. But when I actually got to run it down in Georgia and see what it could do, and just the hands-on, I knew I couldn't live without it. So I came back. We swapped out just the PX model for the PXi, and started using it a couple days after I got it, and the thing runs pretty much every day. But just that little experience, half an hour to an hour that I had down in Georgia, and I could see what it would do, and just the benefits that you could get out of it. That's when I came back and started crunching the numbers and making it happen. The main benefits I see is the speed and accuracy of it. Even when the dozer is not running, I'm using the base station and rover daily on something. Now we have 2 sets of that, so I can have one just using manually and keep one with this machine. But in the mass excavation jobs that we do for oil field, cutting lease roads, building pads, building berms, I mean, there's no guesswork in it. It's if the model's built correctly, which we haven't had a problem with, every pass counts with that machine. It's saved so much time and just the cut and fill and cutting V ditches and cleaning up behind the excavators, making the big cuts, and even spreading stone. I mean, heck, we could get half the stone on the pad before we even start spreading it and catch back up to the trucks, because you're not putting too much down. I mean, every pass counts, and it really benefits us on these small jobs like this. I mean, we moved 5,000 yards of dirt in here in a day and a half, and as we were putting it down, it was to grade. We didn't have to go back. I didn't have a guy out here checking, doing math, shooting off a hub. I had one guy on a roller, a compactor, and one guy on the dozer, and at the end of the second day, the site was on grade. Even all the offsets were cut for the building pad, the heavy duty asphalt, light duty asphalt, it's all done. I've had concrete contractors come in and put curbs in 4/10 too high and call me complaining, we got to put too much stone down to, check it with the dozer or just take the rover out there and check it, and they're off. What we did was right. So then that becomes someone else's problem. I don't have guys out there fixing stuff. Pretty much all my operators that run the machine, they love everything about it.
Probably the biggest advantage from the standpoint of a owner of a company is going to be eliminating operator fatigue and the amount of efficiency at which this system can increase and help even the most skilled operator. To where you'd have 40 or 50 trucks hauling 304 to you and trying to keep up before with a regular transit and a bullseye receiver mounted on the blade was very stressful, and by the end of the day you'd end up with a lot of operator fatigue, whereas with the 3D-MC it just takes all the guesswork, all the fine grading out of the equation. Overall, it's a very smooth system. I've been very happy with it so far as an operator. Kind of excited to see what the future holds, but this is a step in the right direction, and overall it makes my job a lot easier.
The main thing is getting them relaying all the information that I know and my main operator knows to them. I mean, it's a lot to take in and just a few times. There's still a lot of stuff that this thing can do that I don't even know. I'm learning, every time one of the guys from Columbus Equipment comes up, I learn something new. And I think they're still learning on it too. But I've thrown a couple guys in this machine and, you know, just letting them play with it, but I still got production out of it. You know, we weren't undercutting or over filling something. You know, I just explained to them the different offsets, or, you know, how to follow the contours or the building lines. And, you know, at the end of the day, they were learning, but I wasn't supervising them, you know, micromanage them, and I really didn't have to go back and fix anything. So I've really only had 1 or 2 operators in this, and they love it. Things are getting done faster and more accurate, and, you know, it's definitely worth every penny.
So it makes you more profitable at the end of the day?
Yeah, it's definitely making us more profitable. My relationship with Columbus Equipment is pretty much as good as you can get with anybody. I really don't have any complaints. I used another dealer pretty much exclusively for all our equipment and everything, and they couldn't keep up with our needs. I ran a lot of stuff throughout the summer. You know, even buying equipment, they were always right there. You know, if we needed something or were even thinking about something, they were there with the information. I didn't have to wait on them. You know, normally whenever I need something, I need it right now. That's just the way the business works, and they've pretty much never not been able to accommodate me. It's grown a lot over the years too. I mean, we started out just renting a few things, and I saw the service that they had pretty much all across the board, and then I switched over. Pretty much everything I buy now is Komatsu through Columbus Equipment, and just the support from the mechanics, the salesmen, any information that we need, it's all right there. I've called some of those guys at 5, 6 o'clock in the evening, and they answered. I could hear them like mowing their yard or something, and, you know, the dozer blade's underneath the dozer on the screen, and they'd walk us right through it. And normally it's 9 times out of 10 it's something that we forgot or we screwed up, but the support is definitely there now. I'm actually probably a salesman for these machines. You know, whenever someone does good for me, I try and promote their products no matter what it is. And you know, when I see other contractors and, you know, they ask me about this machine, I got nothing but good things to say about it. We've had 2 of them, just 1 iMachine, but 2 61PXs, and haven't had any problems with them. They pretty much run every day, and it's definitely something that I would like to see more people do. I mean, maybe not competing against me, but, you know, they're definitely what they're talked about.